right, our example 4 is actually using the same problem that we just did, which we have this same data set from example 3, which was 85, 70, 60, 10, 89, 85, and 63. We found the mean to be 66, the median to be 70, and the mode to be 85, which is what you just did. But now it's asking us to find the mean, median, and mode without the outlier and determine which of those are most affected by that outlier. So looking at all those centers. So if you look at this number set, our outlier is going to be, remember, much greater or much smaller than the rest of the data, which means the outlier is 10. Okay? And so I've already found the mean, the median, and mode with the 10. Now I'm going to find it without 10. So I'm actually going to cross off that number, and now I need to do the exact same thing I did in example 3, but now I only have 6 numbers in my data set because I'm finding it without the outlier. So I'm going to start with mean, and again I'm going to add my numbers up. So 85 plus 70 plus 60 plus 89 plus 85 plus 63, because I'm not including 10, the outlier. And now I'm going to divide by how many numbers I have, which this time is 6 because I removed 10. When I add the numbers up, I get 452 over 6. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and just divide 452 by 6, and I get 75 and 0.3 repeating. So that 3 repeats. And so I'm going to put that little line over the 3 so I only have to write it once. So I look at the mean itself. The mean was affected because it was 66 with the outlier. Now it's 75 and 3/10, or 3.3 repeating. But we want to see which one it affects more. So we still have to find the median and the mode. So I'm going to take this same data set, and I'm going to go ahead and find the median. Again, I need to organize the data from smallest to largest. So I have 60, 63, 70, 85, 85, and 89. Again, this time I only have 6 values, so I have an even number. So when I block off the highest and the lowest, instead of having only one number in the middle, I'm going to have 2. And then I'll have to average those out. So 60 is going to match with 89. 63 is going to match with 85. And now I am left with 2 numbers in the middle. So I need to find the average of 75 and 80, 70 and 85. So 70 plus 85 divided by 2, it's just the average of those two. And when I do that, I get 155 over 2, which when I divide that, I get 77 and a half, which is my median. Okay? And then I just have to find the mode of this data set. So I'm going to use the same organizing that I did for the median, and I look, and there's only one number that repeats again, and that's 85. So my mode is still 85. Remember, you could have no mode. You also may have more than one mode. If you have more than one mode, the mode is not going to be a good choice for you to select to use to represent data because you have too many numbers. Okay, so I found the mean, the median, and the mode without the outlier, but it asked me what measure does the outlier affect most. So I have to compare these numbers to the numbers that I got in example 3, which are up here on the top of the page. So to see which ones are actually the most effective, I noticed mode is not affected at all because the mode matches. Okay? There is no difference between 85 and 85. So there is 0 difference. There's no effect at all on the mode. The median is a difference of 77 and a half, which is what I get without the outlier, and 70, which means there's 7.5 difference between the median. I should label these mode, median. And then I have the mean, which is the difference between 75 and 3/10. I'm just going to round that to 75 and 3/10, and 66. And that's going to be a difference of 9 and 3/10. So it's asking which has the biggest effect. Which has the biggest difference? Well, the one with the largest. So the mean is affected most. The outliers affect the mean the most, which is why when you have an outlier, you don't always use the mean to represent the data.